Ever heard the story about the midnight mirror game? Mark had always been fascinated by urban legends. He loved testing them, debunking them, proving that fear was just a trick of the mind. So when he stumbled across an old forum post about the mirror game, he knew he had to try it. The rules were simple. 1. Stand in front of a mirror at midnight. 2. Stare directly into your reflection. 3. Ask it a question. 4. If it smiles before you do, you lose. Of course, it was just another dumb internet challenge. Nothing ever happened in these games. At 11:59 p.m., Mark set up his phone to record. He stood in front of the mirror, the dim glow of his bedside lamp casting long shadows across the room. Midnight struck. Mark took a deep breath, looked himself dead in the eyes, and asked, "What's on the other side?" Nothing happened. Mark smirked. Guess it's just a myth. Then his reflection smiled. A slow, deliberate grin. Mark's own face hadn't moved. His muscles were locked in place, his lips pressed together. And yet, the version of him in the mirror, it was grinning. His stomach turned ice cold. The reflection's head tilted slightly, eyes twinkling with something unnatural. Then, with eerie slowness, it lifted a hand. His hand pressed a finger to its lips and shushed him. Mark stumbled backward, his breath coming in sharp gasps. His real self, the self outside the mirror. But his reflection stayed put. It didn't mimic him. It didn't follow his movements. It just stood there, grinning, watching. Then the lights flickered. For a split second, the room went completely dark. When they came back on, the reflection was gone. Not frozen, not stuck in place, just missing. The mirror was empty, a void. Mark's phone buzzed, a notification. New video saved. With shaking hands, he picked up the phone and pressed play. The footage showed him standing in front of the mirror, asking the question. Then it showed his reflection, smiling. But the part that made his blood run cold? The last few seconds. The mirror. Mark, the one that had smiled, stepped out of the glass. The real Mark, the one holding the phone, hadn't moved since the game began. He wasn't sure he could. A slow creak echoed through the room. Mark turned his head toward the closet. The door was open just a crack, and inside, hidden in the darkness, something moved. Something that looked just like him, and it was still smiling. If you want to know what happened to Mark next, please like and subscribe.